And I'm a gambling addict and I have a problem, man. And I'm at the point where, what's up? So I'm gambling with $200. This is my last $200. Supporters, I think it makes sense to use them and ask for the support. So a 1 will be crazy. If I can get a 1, yeah, I'm not gonna get a 1. Oh my God. Oh my God, it did it. Results in me not caring. About to ban myself from the casino. There's the only way I could do it. Self-exclusion permit. I regret banning myself from the casino. Why would I do that?
Welcome back to the Brunch Batty Wall. I realized something. I know why it's so hard for people to subscribe to channels. It's because one day you could be watching someone and then you decide to subscribe and then realize that they are a war crime supporter for some odd reason. So I won't ask you to subscribe. I'll ask you to do something else. Watch 2 or 3 of my other videos and make sure this is the channel for you. Anyway, let's get into this video. For those of you that don't know who that guy was, you clicked on the thumbnail, you're trying to figure out who this is. This is Jumanne. Jumanne is a self-reported content creator, crash out, and YouTuber. Now, that sounds like a lot of people. YouTube is actually dealing with an oversaturation problem. What makes this guy so different? He's an addict.
And I'm a gambling addict and I have a problem, man. And I'm at the point where I just want to tell people, you know, like, nah, this ain't it, man. Please don't gamble. I really just lost $1,500 that I had in my account.
And I don't mean that in a degrading way. And by chance, if Jumanne sees this, I'm not going to rag on you. I think there's some things we could bring to clarity in this video. Jumanne is a gambling addict, and this gambling addiction has garnered up so much of an impression that he's got up to 30,000 subscribers on YouTube and can average up to 2.5 thousand views within hours. And because of Jumanne's gambling addiction and lifestyle, it's caused him to create a lot of different scenarios for himself. 1, being homeless, 2, having multiple jobs at any given time, and 3, not only creating gambling vlogs, but also a sub-series he has called Through the Struggles, where it's his aspiration to be a great content creator and make a lot of money, but he's obviously struggling. So the whole point of the Through the Struggles is to show his day-to-day life through struggling with all of these addictions and financial problems.
I know I shouldn't be focused on women anyways. I shouldn't be focused on any kind of relationships. I need to focus on bettering myself, making better choices, getting myself out of my circumstances, and keeping myself out of this cycle that I've been in.
And the question I want to answer today is, why so many supporters? Why so many subscribers? And really, there's 2 sides of the story. Why do we either root for him to get better, or why do we root for his downfall? Before we get too far into the video, I just want to say up front, I have a confession to make. I am on the rooting side. I've watched Jumanne's content for about a couple years now, and I've been rooting for this dude to actually get it right time and time again. And the cycles are a little disheartening to me because I would see him like starting to understand how to actually navigate his life, but it's a cycle. So he goes right back into the gambling addiction. But the thing is, even though I root for him, I still watch his content and end up disappointed. But why do I still watch his content if I'm disappointed? A lot of people that are probably clicking on this video and know who he is are asking the same question, that are on the rooting side, that want him to get better. But the people that are there for the negative reasons and want to troll him, you know, their reasons are very clear. But for my side, why do we keep watching him? Why do we want to see him succeed and still stay when he doesn't? And that's what I think is very interesting about this. And we'll get into that part a little bit later. But before we get into that part, here's some reasons as to why I think this guy is actually very easy to get caught up with. Like I said in my intro, where I'm telling you not to subscribe, but watch 3 of my videos to make sure you want to subscribe first. YouTube has an oversaturation problem. There's the Mr. Beast of the world. There's the podcast bros of the world. There's the, oh wait, I'm a podcast bro. Wait, am I? I don't know. I want to be. I feel like I can. And I feel like I am. I'm a podcast bro. Oh my God. But the good kind, I think, at least calls me one of the good ones, and she's not fond of men. Anyway, I digress. YouTube is suffering an oversaturation problem. There's a whole bunch of people that sound just like a whole bunch of other people. And then the people that are individual or actually have a niche are playing a character within that niche. They're not actually being themselves, which is why I think, number one, why Jumanne is so easy to watch is because he's authentic. There's not many people that show their good and bad on a consistent basis, but there's not a lot of people that will show majority of their bad. In that way, he's so authentic that in a weird way can create more of an authentic parasocial relationship. Jumanne's kind of like that guy or girl in your friend group that you want to make the right decisions, but every time they call you, it's another bad decision after another bad decision. That's what Jumanne feels like to a lot of people. Just a friend that doesn't know how to make the right decisions, and you're like, at a certain point, I might have to cut you off.
There was no pillows in the budget suite, so I will be taking like 2 pillows from the hotel, and I'll be taking some sheets for my time there. Lesson that I should have already known. I am getting kicked out of the hotel because I did upload a video saying I was gonna steal the pillows. I did say I was gonna steal the sheets, which I was. But they're kicking me out of the hotel because I posted a video and obviously people called. This is it, getting kicked out the hotel. All right.
Hey, editor, cut in. I'm at the window tinting place, so I just wanted to come on here to say also, I think one point I didn't expand on or really talk about at all was the fact that he is almost comedically self-aware. And that's one trait I really just can't get behind, is because he has enough self-awareness to know about accountability. And like in this clip right here, before he's talking about how he's going to take accountability and just let them kick him out of the hotel because he was wrong. But he has enough to be accountable for the things, and he's self-aware to know what he's doing is wrong, but he's not self-aware or accountable enough to not put himself in that position. It's almost like comedically self-aware. Like he knows what he's doing is wrong, but he's not going to do anything to fix it. Kind of like in television shows, like that character that's like, you are so close to getting the right answer and you decide to do the wrong thing every single time.
I always say I'm definitely wrong for attempting to like take the sheets and the towels, and now I'm gonna have to go to Walmart and pay for it. But to the message to the person that's watching me that decided to contact the Hilton that I'm at, right? I'm gonna say this, right? First of all, you obviously have an issue with me. But if you was smart, you would waited until I actually took it, right? Because all they did was kick me out of the hotel. I was leaving, I had one more night left in the hotel anyways.
Not too many creators are willing to show the lows in their life, and yet he thrives on doing it. And he's not afraid to make an example of himself. He often states in his content that he knows the fact that people watch him to make themselves feel better about their life. Like, it could be worse, but I'm not Jumanne bad. So in a weird way, you get this weird parasocial dopamine hit, because if you're feeling bad about yourself, you could always watch Jumanne to lift yourself up. But then you pair that with him actually being a gambling addict. And with addiction comes cycles, and cycles bring unpredictability. His unpredictability paired with the gambling addiction, it kind of makes it a recipe for, to say the least, addictive content. You never know what you're going to watch the next time you watch a Jumanne video. While all these points could be true, I think the sad part about all of this is the fact that this is actually someone's real life unfolding in front of you. When I said that whole thing about being authentic, that is the worst part about being authentic. It's actually his real life. He's not playing a character. And with all of that being said, the gambling addiction is just the side plot of actually what his channel is all about. It's really that unpredictability that really gets people coming back to his channel. That's the crazy part. He, at one point, banned himself from the casino.
Yep, about to ban myself from the casino. That's the only way I could do it. Self-exclusion permanent. I don't think I'm gonna try to sneak into the casino. You know what I'm saying? I hope I'm not that bad. You know what I'm saying? This is my first time banning myself. permanent ban. You know, they have the 1 year, the 5 years. You know what I'm saying? We're not playing like that, man. We got to do this permanently. It's the only way to do it. I regret banning myself from the casino. Why would I do that?
And was just doing through the struggles. But then after a while, it became daily vlogs. And then after a while, it became every few weeks he was posting a video. And in a lot of these videos, he was sharing the same sentiment. I don't really want to talk. I don't have anything to talk about. My life is boring. Now, seeing a lot of friends that do YouTube, try YouTube, and have that exact same sentiment, my life's boring, I don't know what to talk about. The difference between them and Jumanne is that, like I said, he's unpredictable and he's very impulsive. So while there's a low period in his channel, you do know that there's eventually going to be something that's going to pop right back up. The thing that keeps you coming back to his videos is not the fact that he's just a YouTuber. He's kind of like reality television in a sense, but with all of the consequences. His life is like the hero's journey. There's a big risk that happens, suspense on what's going to happen next, a reward, which is either him crashing out or him doing something impulsive and recording the video to show the consequences, the loss, a little bit of a reaction, recovery, repeat. It's a cycle. Like, his life literally follows the hero journey like to a T. It's literally a storytelling cycle. That's so wild. It's a storytelling cycle. And then at the end of each video, it doesn't leave with the see you guys in the next video. It leaves on a cliffhanger. Sometimes he just straight up stops the video. Other times it's right after the conflict or right before the conflict. And so now you're waiting to see what happens afterwards. The videos are never a farewell. They're a what's going to happen next type of thing. And that's why his content is so addictive. We have to take a second to talk about the money side of this thing.
I got a lot of supporters, and outside of the fact of me being wrong, there's a lot of people that don't want to see me like be doing as good as I'm doing.
Love him or hate him, if you've watched the video, you've helped him. He is monetized on YouTube. I want you to get that one thing clear. He meets all the requirements to be a great YouTuber. And so him simply doing videos gives him money to do whatever he wants to do. As someone that wants to see him do better, that's something I kind of have to wrestle with, is the fact that when I watch his videos, I am in a sense enabling him. But there is another side to the enabling. He does have his Cash App, his Venmo, all of his online payment supplements so that people can donate to him. And in this recent little controversy he's been in, as he's moving back to Vegas, he opened up his comment section, did a video, and said, if you give me $2,000, I will go to Vegas. Yo, editor, cut in right here. Two things happened. Number one, when I was recording the clips that I wanted to show you guys, the recording system decided that sound wasn't a necessity. And in Jumanne typical fashion, he decided to delete the videos. So I have the visual, but I don't have the audio. So what I'm gonna do is probably just voice it over and talk about the important parts of each clip that I'm about to show. And it's gonna be significantly shorter than I would have liked. But hey, that's how YouTube works. Unfortunately, opportunities just happen like that. I don't know what that was. Okay, anyway, my fault. But you failed though. Like, I want you to know, like, you really failed. I'm gonna take 8 minutes of your time just to let you know what the reason why you failed and why you're hurt. You hurt yourself more than you hurt me, is because you lost the opportunity to engage with the content. The comments are gonna come on. But the crazy part is, how do I say this? He did a bait and switch. So this goes back to that whole unpredictability thing. He did a bait and switch. If you do this, I will do this. And only 5 people, or one person donated $5 the first time. And I think he got up to like a 200, I want to say, in the next video. But he said in the next video, I was going to go to Vegas regardless. I just wanted to see if you guys were really going to support me. But really, you failed. The unpredictability is actually insane. I failed? Jumanne, I have money. I don't have to ask people to GoFundMe for a $2,000 trip. I could just take the $2,000 trip. I didn't fail. I feel like he was aiming it towards both his supporters and his trolls to be like, aha, you didn't do what I wanted you to do, but it's your fault, really. That is actually sickening. Anybody that supports you should be felt appreciated no matter what. If you didn't reach the goal, that's fine. Don't say you failed. Say, hey, we didn't reach the goal, but I'm still going to go to Vegas. I just was going to make that goal with a perk. That would have been a nicer way to say it. That would have been a more professional way to say it. At the end of the day, there has to be secondhand embarrassment for the people that actually do send money, because you're saying that you're openly willing to support a gambling addict. So in a sense, you're kind of throwing your money away. And after just hearing what I just said, I want to tone it back a little bit. The gambling addict is not a dig. It's simply just what it is. He does have an addiction, and there's resources in place for you to go find help for addiction. I don't mean that in a degrading way. I want him to do better. I want him to get out of the gambling addiction and pursue life. I think he has a bright future. He knows how to make content. Just channel it towards something that doesn't put yourself at risk. I don't think he has too many people in his corner trying to help him out. And when you get to that point of isolation where no one wants to help you, or you think no one wants to help you, or you've been around for so long that no one wanted to help you, and now you can't accept when someone's trying to help you, it becomes an island. But there's always room, space, and time to change. People are not as bad as you think, okay? Yes, some people suck, but there's some people that genuinely want to see people just win. That's the hard part. You just have to go back out and you have to put yourself back out there to find that. As I conclude this video, I think I just want to do more of a self-reflection for myself. These deep dives get pretty deep. I said in a previous video before that, I'm really focusing on decentering the internet in my life and really focusing on myself and what makes me happy, what I like to do. And I think a little bit of creating these deep dive videos is a little bit of help to make me hone in on skills that I'm actually good at versus just consuming content. But it also makes me realize, as people, as the internet continues to grow, continues to have these sort of scenarios where we see people self-destruct on real time, Jumanne has his own issues. But when you consistently go back and watch him, then you have to do a little self-reflection on yourself. Why do I continue to watch this stuff? And at what point does entertainment need to slow down or take a step back? Because watching someone self-destruct on a consistent basis, people that are addicted to watching drama, random drama on the internet, we really have to step back and ask ourselves, do we really have a healthy relationship with the internet? And do we have a healthy relationship with what we find entertaining? Yes, there'll always be the locals of the world. Yes, there'll always be another Jumanne. But really, what do we find rewarding to watch? What do we click? What do we comment on? What do we make a spectacle of? I'm asking these questions myself. What am I so drawn to these dramas for? Because if we can figure that out, maybe the Jumannes of the world would actually face the more accountability. But yeah, that's all I got for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed this video. Deep dives are so much fun to shoot, but I just always drag my feet getting here. I need to stop doing that. I need to stop doing that, really. But like I said, and there's some things I want to work on coming up the road for this channel. So yes. Please stick around. Like I said, you don't have to subscribe. I would like it. But check out a few other videos. Check out my documentary and let me know what you think. And I'll see you guys in the next video. That was a good shoot.